looked at Coast to Coast AM. I never looked at I haven't looked at that in probably maybe a year. The devil. Wait a minute, I have the title from last night here. But Alaska is what's it called? Alaska Triangle. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it simple. Yes, that's it's not like it's in the thumbnail, but I put a thing on here, but it's definitely connected to a parallel version of Earth. So, and it makes sense why it's in Alaska. So it's going to other versions of Earth. And people are disappearing, planes are disappearing. I've never heard of this thing. This is my first time ever heard of it. I don't think I've ever heard of the Alaska Triangle. Ever. As long as I've been doing this, I have never heard of that. I've heard of the Devil's Triangle. I've heard, is it the Dragon's Triangle? It's in the Pacific, something like that. It's kind of like the Bermuda Triangle, but yeah, the Alaska Triangle, I have never heard of that. I've heard of the Black Pyramid in Antarctica. Yeah, there's one in Alaska. I can't remember that one, but yeah. So it's not an actual pyramid. I just put that in the thumbnail. So yeah, I guess things are coming out. Well, it's on the coast to coast, so it's I guess somebody's still listening to that somewhere. So I was talking about my private sessions. Yeah, scheduler. Oh, we have a shop here. Oh yeah, we also have the university. I updated their university here. And sign up. I didn't put a lot of details on it. I had to move it from the old course to the new setup. Also lower the price. More and more, what does that do? It doesn't do anything. So lower the price, and I'll have, I don't know how much I'm going to upload tomorrow if I have any energy. Yeah, everything's going to be put here, and at least it's a little bit more sustainable than the other system that I was using. And I'll move from those in the old system. I'll just leave it going, but it does want to move there. The domains are transferring over, so I can't even access the old one anymore. So I don't know if I can access it for a while. I haven't checked it. So I'll make a video too of the new. So anyway, this is the Alaskan Triangle. So yeah, mysterious disappearances, sightings, strange creatures, lights in the sky, encounters, ghosts. Some experts speculate the ley lines. Yeah, electromagnetic anomalies. Yeah, makes sense. Interesting. Yeah, that's quite the find. It was on I've never heard of this thing. And that's a pretty big triangle. That's not just like a small thing. That sucker is fucking huge. Look at that. Shit goes into fucking Canada. Jeez. Yeah, it feels like it's in the middle. I mean, I guess obviously sighting, but in the middle area seems to be where the most activity is. You know, it's similar to what's in Sedona, sort of. It's not like, well, Bermuda Triangle is probably a better example, but Sedona has something similar to that too. But I don't think people are disappearing. But it feels like there's some similarities there. It's, yeah, spooky there. they probably just, for the most part, people just see it as a hoax, or I feel like the hoax, but no, there's some truth there for sure. I imagine the government is aware of those type of, obviously. You would hope so. Yeah, just because of safety purpose. I mean, you never hear about the Bermuda Triangle. Like I think I looked that up. Yeah, I put in one of my books too. There wasn't a whole lot of activity. At least they're not making it public. But you think it would? Well, even the news, they can black out the news at any time. So we'll never really know anything. They just give us a bunch of Trump stuff and Elon Musk, and watch our brains melt in front of us. Like, no more, please. Talk about 1984. They just keep. This is our version of it. Just take politicians and some rich guy and just keep ramming in our faces every 5 minutes. Like, God, make this all end, please. But the parallel Alaskan Triangle. It does seem like what is it? The TV show Fringe talked about a parallel Earth, but it went to like one Earth. This one feels like it goes to many other Earths, and yeah, and they kind of switch around. We're pulling in from them, they're pulling in from us. It's back and forth. Of course, I don't. They say disappearances. They don't say anything about appearing here. Like, you don't see like a big cruise ship show up from there to here. So it's. I would say I don't know. It's blending into our reality. It's not, and like if another Earth connects to us through that, or others, of course, it's not showing up there. It shows up in other places. That sounds a little weird, but it's like. But then again, we have Bermuda Triangle and so on. This Alaskan was very different, though. It feels, I would say, a lot more powerful, but has different functions. Of course, the aliens can adjust it too. That's the thing about that's the new one. I didn't pick up on that. Yeah, they can actually. I feel that they can, like the Bermuda Triangle, they can kind of scale it down. Feels like some can, so it's not so like magnetic. The Alaskan one, they can alter it, but it has a purpose. Has a purpose like anything else. Yeah, I get truck drivers. So I guess I don't know if there's truck drivers. Imagine there's truck drivers that go through that area. Yeah, I get a vibe in my ear. It's weird. I get truck drivers. So I guess you're driving at night. Of course, it's nighttime there a lot, and always at times. Of course, it's one of those places where it's like daylight forever, and then it's nighttime for like days. I think that's in that area. So I got a truck driver vibe. So some of them are seeing something, but it's not broadcast to us for obvious reasons. Probably some of the anomalies, but I imagine it's a lot more than that. It does feel like it's something like, you could say like something out of the X-Files. Creatures from other realities, or who knows, or just appear in mind, maybe not physically. Who the hell knows? Yeah, it's like a creature feature. That's what it feels like. Of course, you have other places like that, but it feels like the aliens do kind of alter it where it's less impactful. Because we already have enough crazy here as it is. Of course, we can always add to it. It does feel like some entities do sneak through every now and then. I almost get like the vibe from like Terminator. It's funny, I have to twitch my ear a little bit because I'm tapping in. Like Terminator, how they time travel in. It's kind of like how these entities, not exactly, but these entities kind of time travel in or portal through or whatever. And just kind of they get through the barriers, like they escape through. So it's not like you're seeing like a crazy ass Bigfoot running around or anything like that. But there are alien beings that do kind of interfere with that. We're not getting too bombarded by creatures. Or it's also connected to the universe too. We have to live a certain type of story, and it doesn't involve a giant snowman. Not yet. I'm not sure if it ever will. You know, you don't see a giant marshmallow man running around here. At least that we're aware of. So yeah, that's where the universe in all its glory kind of keeps the narrative going. Yeah, it's kind of like basically we're on a live film set technically. Yeah, you know, if you believe in space or whatever, it doesn't really matter. What you believe, who cares? Is the universe, is there space out there? The universe does, if it does exist, but it doesn't mean it's all blackness out in space, and who cares? Because they're not exact. It doesn't matter. It's all everything we're living is consciousness. So it's obviously, but it's a program, you can say, but it's a physical program. You can say it's artificial intelligence. It's it's for a soul, yeah, to evolve, of course. So it's gonna be as real as it needs to be, and everything else doesn't matter. Just your own path. The rest of the world can. That's why I talk about all those world events and all that. It's not affecting you. Who gives a shit? So yeah, it's best not to. It's funny how those get. Well, some are focusing on the news and all that, and just they can't focus on themselves. So it's probably just for the best, though. All right, I guess we're going to the Alaskan Triangle. I guess we can tap into it. Yeah, it's a doozy. Never, yeah, for protections. Oh, jeez, it's a little bit of everything. I mean, the vibe I get from that is similar to like with the Lanteans opening up a portal to demonic realms and being chewed up by it. Feels very much like that. You know, they're blowing everything up, think they know everything, and they go up a dimension that they don't understand, and end up being possessed by demonic beings and all that. It feels that's what Alaskan Triangle feels like to some level. At least there's parts of it that are like that. And think about that. Like you're a non-physical being, or a physical being, or a Lantean being, whatever you want to call it, whatever. That's becoming more physical, but not. I mean, you don't see these things. I mean, if a portal opens up that's there to interfere with your vibe, you know, like a haunted house. Like you're in a haunted house, you don't know it's a haunted house, and all of a sudden you become haunted. You know, you become psycho because frequency. You get blocked to see your environment, and you become a crazy person or whatever. That's how it works. That's what happens to Atlanteans. Some saw it, some didn't. Obviously, those that got pulled into it, just all of a sudden everything's doing great. They open up a portal to demonic realms. All of a sudden, there's psychos everywhere. You know, it's just like that. The zombie apocalypse, you could say, kind of like that. But it's energy though doing that. So I would say that like even Atlantean, the nuclear weapons that they had back then definitely opened up the lower dimensions. They had no idea what the fuck they're doing. Some of them knew. It's part of the elite system. They used to like, oh yeah, use that shit. Fuck those people. Let's see what happens. And then the idiots and the other Atlanteans just had no fucking idea what they got themselves into. Now they're trapped here. Some of them are. Yeah, seriously. I should talk. So, alright, we'll go into the Atlantean energies. Or, yeah. Well, maybe I'll do that. This Alaskan thing, I'm like, oh, fuck, I should tap into that. That's fucked up. I'll tap into somebody else I can tap into. Yeah, it's fucked up. Yeah, you gotta be careful of that shit. There's some area, and it's Alaska. Alaska's all. It's not like you hear about Alaska. Like here, it's like it's a strange anomaly there. Its location, I think it used to be owned by Russia at one time. So obviously there's some good areas, but there's some lot of weirdness there too. Something out of X-Files. Sorry, we're going to Atlantean energies. Go from there, blessings. agrees with the Atlanteans. Yes, these portals are part of the Earth, but we say there is protections around them, but it can't be altered. And through nuclear annihilation occurred, and yes, these holes in the Earth could have been repaired, but there's alien entities that just said no. They did this to themselves. They must go through their karma now. So there are always alien entities that are aware outside, like the founding fathers of your planet, fathers, mothers, whatever you call it. They can see what your children are doing here. This is how you learn also. You say the bravery of this soul, of this earth, is to go into this dark side. And you can say that was always the purpose of this planet. It has many purposes, but of it was just to open up what it's capable of. And for, to go through the human journey. And you can do this through a cat incarnation. There's plenty of other realms out there you don't need to get involved with. But this is your human version of it. And there are canine and elf worlds and feline worlds that they think the same thing. Our world's better than all the others. Even if they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Just not all think like that, but there's always someone thinking that. It's almost like either way. Well, for them, that's the experience of a lifetime. Of course, they're not always experiencing everything. Some feel that they just, so there's definitely some elitist energy here, as you can see. But Alaska, yes, is one of the darker portals of the Earth, and kept secret for obvious reasons. And not to say entities will be seen here, but they are here. They're trying to. So I can see where your secret space program, your alien beings are trying to keep these entities out of or men in black, you want to call it, but it's more of your aliens involved, like keeping these entities out of your environment. That doesn't mean it doesn't get affected by them here and there, especially if you live in those areas. Such even the Bermuda Triangle and so on. But the Alaskan Triangle has been altered, manipulated to become worse than it was. But it was a hole in the earth, you could say. Not the hollow earth, it's more like it's a parallel earth. And it's not going anywhere anytime soon, either. And Atlanteans just restricted their powers once these portals were open across the planet. That's just one of them. There's several others we don't need to go into. There's actually one in Chile, not exactly, but similar. Why do you think you're having all those earthquakes? But also it's human emotion, it's shifting the timelines and so on. It's just, the earthquakes are also connected to timeline shifting. Of course, the weather is part of that too. Of, bringing it in here into the physical. Of course, timeline energies are frequencies that runs through you all. That can be altered through physical, anomalies. But basically, the timeline can be activated. Like it's there, but it's not activated. Like it's like it's in its infancy, but then it expands and becomes part of your reality. Something to think about. It's like kind of like spider webs going through. You can look at, interpret any way you want. But some of those webs get activated. Of course, your soul chooses to go through it too. Of course, some disagree with that, but on a higher realms, I guess, put that person through hell. Of course, the person's going through. I was like, no more, please. There's a lot of individuals that's on this planet that live a life of regret and having trouble letting it go. And it doesn't mean that's going to happen forever, but those some have had like the elitist incarnationists have had things work out for them. They have whatever they want, and then it all came back crashing down. And you see a lot of this in society. Some of you know what we're talking about. Let's go into details. Well, you know, when you're young, you can do whatever the hell you want, and then the reality falls apart. See, one of the reasons why you're here also is to those that fell apart to hopefully put them back together again, if they want to be at all, to help the trauma of the earth, basically, to the best of your ability. Those that go through traumatic situations break open their soul to expand more on themselves, but can they handle the break? Like you're breaking out of the higher frequencies. Yes, you might go into the lower frequencies, but you're also expanding yourself.